Well, we're having some severe weather up here in the Cascades. It's cold. It's like 15 degrees and it's severe clear. Stay tuned. I'll share with you guys what I found on my morning chores this morning. Hey folks, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. Came out this morning and did my morning chores, and yeah, it was cold because the weather, the moisture has gone out of the area, and now we've got what we call severe clear, and when it gets clear, it gets cold. This is February 23rd, and I found some odd things this morning I don't usually encounter. For one thing, the pond is frozen over. The ducks found a little tiny spot that's thawed out so ducks could dabble, because that is a duck's life. The geese, however, are over by the beehives, and they're soaking up some morning sun to try to warm up. But these guys have a thick coat on them anyway. And my chickens don't seem to be bothered by this. But we're just about a month away from the first day of spring, and the animals are behaving as if it's spring already. They're laying eggs. A duck has chosen to lay eggs over here on the shore of the pond. And there's two more. Not sure what's up with that, but I checked those eggs, tried to lift them up this morning. They are frozen solid. And the material inside expanded and broke the eggshell, so these eggs are goners. And they're frozen to the ground. Well, at least the resident ravens or crows, whatever they are, they will have a little bit of a treat eating those eggs for me. Found some more nests up back. Let me show you that. In my nesting boxes I have set up behind my turkey pen, I found ducks and geese have clutches of eggs in here, and I went and inspected them, and those eggs are frozen solid and cracked open as well, so they're all goners. It's just too early to start eggs unless I collect them right away the same day in the afternoon when they lay them, and go ahead and set them aside for an incubator. I may just do that and give it another try with the incubator, but I want the ducks and the geese to be able to nurture their own eggs on their own. Now over here in the barn I found a chicken that has a clutch of eggs in the manger. They might be okay because they're all insulated around that hay and straw. So those should be okay. I'm just going to go ahead and leave those, and hopefully that hen will become broody and start incubating those eggs, and we'll have chicks. But the other eggs in the egg boxes down here in the chicken coop, I'm afraid those are goners. And now, with temperatures this cold, I've always had problems with freezing water. Like you've seen with the pond, it's frozen. So having rabbits and dealing with frozen water bottles all the time was a pain in the patoot. So I built the rabbit house, or I call it the bunny bungalow, and I've never had problems with frozen waters anymore. I just make sure the windows are closed in the evening when I know it's going to be below freezing. Open them up in the morning, and we're good to go. No frozen water. My garden is frozen solid, and this is February. It's not time to plant outside right now, except for I do have some plants coming up, going through, because they are cold weather plants. So I'm going to dedicate a whole bed to nothing but plants that could grow throughout the winter, and even if I have to tent them, I've got the plastic, we could do that. And the greenhouse, I haven't been doing much in there lately. I've been busy with other things. But this week I'm getting back into the greenhouse, getting things arranged and ready and planting. And I've got some innovations I want to share with you guys on the greenhouse. In fact, it's so cold out here. The sun's out though. Let's see what the temperature is in the greenhouse. Now, in the previous episode, I did mention I had to move my trees in. Surely, this weather, I'm glad I did move the trees in yesterday, because when the temperatures dipped down into the teens, it would have surely killed these buds. So I'm glad I moved them in when I did. All 4 trees are in here. And then later I'll figure out exactly where I'm going to plant them. And then I won't plant them probably until April. But in the meantime, they're going to be in here. I have been working off and on in here throughout the winter months because it's warm in here. Look at the temperature. In spite of having no electricity and no heat on out here at all, this is just the ambient temperature. It's almost 50 degrees in here, as opposed to being 15 degrees outside. I do have to come out here from time to time and put some moisture in the worm bin to keep the worms moist and keep feeding them. I'll be moving them over to the other half of this, the vermiculture bin because I got it divided in half, and then I'll get them moved over there and clean out the other side. And I'm going to use some of that material to make some worm tea. I'm purchasing one of those pumps, a heavy-duty pump with stones, because I want to make some aerobic worm tea. I don't want anaerobic made worm tea. I want aerobic made worm tea. So we'll cover that in another video in the future. But the worms, yeah, we got worms. Yeah, the worm castings, they're ready. I could use them when I start planting here in the next week. The worm tea, we could probably water inside with the worm tea. I understand it's only good for, at its optimal goodness, for about 24 hours. You want to use it quickly, because otherwise the bacteria, enzymes, fungi, they start dying off in there. So I want to be able to use it and get that nutrients into the plant. So stay tuned for those episodes. I've got a lot on the plate. I'm also going to be painting the inside. I'm going to try to move as much out as I can and from side to side. I want to do something with the floor. I'm going to add a faucet in there. I've got to get a special faucet hose bib for in there. It's one of those non-siphon hose bibs to meet code. And then I've got to put the riser in here and get a short hose so I can have water supply in the greenhouse. But that's it with this frozen severe clear homestead here in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. I'm Jerry Hansen, your host. Please stay tuned to more videos as I do imagine them up and get them going. And especially the garden videos. There's some really neat innovations I want to share with you guys. It's going to make your growing and planting so much easier. You can do that by subscribing, then clicking that bell icon. That gives you, it's supposed to send out an alert. Some people haven't been getting them. I don't know why. I don't understand that. Anyway, click that share button. Sharing my videos on your social media platforms helps the channel out a lot. Also, give the thumbs up, like the show, leave a comment, and be safe. Always be kind. We'll see you guys in our next adventure. Bye-bye now.